Have a look at how you set up one of these, which is a small signal transistor amplifier. With your signal, you'll see that I've now added into the mix a power supply here. I've got a dual power supply. I've still got my signal generator, I've still got my scope. So it's set from an input signal of 1000 Hz, 40 millivolts peak. You'll see on the board here, there is a yellow terminal marked IP for input. The black terminals are all the ground terminals. Then there's a red 12 volt terminal. Underneath that there's a yellow output terminal and a black terminal. So the 12 volt terminal, that's for 12 volts DC on your power supply. So I'm going to set that in my power supply first. So I'll switch on my power supply. So dual power supply, I'm just going to use this half here. Set that to 12 volts. My current I'm going to set to about 9 o'clock. So that's a kind of safety feature that your power supply has. And it's not really switched on until you press that button there. I'm also going to tighten up these. And I need just normal 4mm leads for this. So a lead from the black here to either of the blacks here doesn't make any difference. And from the red here to the red that says 12 volts. My scope and my signal generator are connected together already. So that's that connection there. Again, this is for the input. So the input is this small signal. If you like, this is the power supply for the board really. So the input goes into the input and that goes in there. I've got nothing at the moment to look at the output yet, so I need to use channel 2 of my scope. So channel 2 of my scope, connect that on there. I'm going to use that to look at my output. So I've plugged it into my output and I've plugged the black into the ground. The ground on either side doesn't matter because it's all connected underneath. Now I need to switch on my blue signal as well for my channel 2, which is that one. So now I can see my blue signal there and switch on my power supply. So at this point my blue signal's disappeared. My blue isn't on 20 millivolts per division, it's on 100 millivolts per division. Usually what would happen with these small signal amplifiers like this board here is the signal that you're generating usually starts off, it's kind of up here, and over time, like a few seconds, not a minute or anything, it will start to come down, drift down, and we'll be able to stop that when it kind of hits the middle. So there it's coming now. And when we see it kind of approaching the middle, we'll stop it so we can measure it. So we see a run stop button over there. And once we kind of think it's looking as if it's nearly where it should be, or we can see all of it, we'll maybe stop that. Now at this point, I can use this one to move this blue signal. So that's that blue signal moved and centred. My yellow signal has stayed the same. My blue signal is moved and centred. I might move this way a wee bit as well. So my yellow signal starting off here, my blue signal starting off behind it, or else I could measure my blue signal by doing the negative half, then the positive half of the cycle, which is what I think I'll probably do. So my yellow signal is 5 boxes. My blue signal looks as if it's 5 boxes as well. So in terms of frequency for my blue signal, it's 5 boxes. The time base is the same for both. So 5 times 200 times 10 to the minus 6 for 200 microseconds gets me that for my overall periodic time. 1 over that gets me a frequency of 1000 Hz, which is correct. My input to my amplifier board was on 20 millivolts per division. So 20 millivolts, 40 millivolts, so 2 divisions at 20 millivolts each. And my output, let's have a look and see if I can scale that to, no, too big. 100 millivolts, so each one of these is 100, so it's 100, 200 millivolts. So your input's 40 millivolts, your output's 100 millivolts. So to get the gain of that, you've got 100 millivolts divided by 40 millivolts. So it's a gain of 2.5. So whatever you put into this amplifier board, the output will be 2.5 times bigger. So that's the gain of the amplifier. So that is how you set up one of these small signal transistor amplifiers.